So my hat's in the way again, sorry. Crap. I'm at the Eilat airport to pick up my brother and sister-in-law, and for the next week and a bit I'm going to be playing tour guide to them in Eilat and Ein Gedi and Jerusalem. And this is their first visit to Israel, and I'm so excited that I actually get to be here and get to show them around. And you guys are going to be able to come with us. So my brother and sister-in-law are here, and they wanted to go see the Red Canyon. So we are off to find the Red Canyon. Well, we found a Red Canyon, but we got ourselves stuck in a big traffic jam of high school student groups. So I wasn't really able to get any video, just those pictures. And I'm really sorry, but now we're gonna go check out the underwater observatory over there. And I don't know what's gonna be there. We're gonna go underwater and see coral reefs and fishes and all kinds of stuff. So we'll find out. At the underwater observatory, and we just watched the fish feeding in the shark tank. And no, there was no feeding frenzy. And your brother's filming you while you're filming. And no, there was no feeding frenzy. Apparently they're quite spoiled because they get fed twice a day. And today we decided to go check out the dolphins at the dolphin reef and hopefully get in a little bit of swimming in the Red Sea. Well, we saw some dolphins and that was awesome. And then my brother and sister-in-law went swimming. Too cold for me. I was quite happy to sit on the beach. I did soak my feet in the water though when we were watching the dolphins, and that was okay, but to go all in, definitely I'm a comfort swimmer. So if it's too cold, no, not gonna happen. So we're off today to Ein Gedi and the Dead Sea, but before we check out of the hotel, we decided to go for a morning swim. My hand told me the water was warm, my body not so much. But it was nice, it was refreshing, and it'll be nice to hit the road. I did have a senior moment. I got partway into the pool when I realized I was wearing my bikini top, but my underwear bottoms. Oops. Back to the room and try again. We're visiting Massada. Now, I saw Massada when I was hiking through here a few weeks ago, and we came through on the west side. Today we're on the east side. So what you can see back there is the Dead Sea, and over here is Massada. And the way you can go up, there's a couple ways. There's the cable cars, you can see the cables right there, and there's also the snake path. On the west side I showed you the trail beside the Roman ramp, which is how you would climb up on the west. That's generally considered the easier way. The snake path takes about 45 minutes to an hour, and you can see how it snakes up the mountain on switchbacks. And I've climbed it before. I would climb it today, but I'm with my brother and sister-in-law, so we're going to take the cable car. Today we're at Ein Gedi, and this is my favorite place in the whole wide world. The weather's been kind of rainy lately, so they just told us at the front that they are on alert for flash floods, but the hike that we want to do into the David waterfalls is still open. So looking forward to this. It should be a short walk. It's about an hour round trip. We're going to take our time. It's early in the morning, so we're hoping to see some animals, and it's just a really nice time to be out here enjoying the oasis in the middle of the desert called Wadi David. And this is where David and his men hung out when they were fleeing for their lives from King Saul. So like I said, they warned us about flash floods, that they're on alert for them, but it is still open. So this is really awesome because I've never been here when there's been this much water in the falls. This is the David waterfall, and it's the waterfall that everyone associates with Ein Gedi. It's very tall. I would say it's about, I don't know, 20 to 30 meters tall. And right now it's flowing really full of water. It's beautiful. There's just water all over the place, which I'm really happy about. It's lovely. It's lush. It just feels alive. And I love coming here. So do all the tourists. But today is a Sunday morning, so everybody's gone back to work in terms of the Israelis. And we got here just as the park was opening, so I think we've managed to miss all the tour buses that will come by later today. So we made it out just as the tour groups were starting to come in, and so our timing was perfect. There were tons of ibex. As always, love this place. Totally recommend it. If you're in Israel, you can't miss Ein Gedi. You'll be happy to know I finally found that foot massage that I've been looking for, and it was sublime. So there's a spa here at the hotel we're staying at the kibbutz in Ein Gedi, and it was amazing. And they actually even have, like the other spa I stayed at in Bokek, they have a Dead Sea saltwater pool. And tomorrow we're off to Jerusalem. So that's going to be some of the same sites that we saw earlier with my friends from back home. But we'll see. Maybe we'll go and see something new. I wish I could show you this. I so badly wish I could show you this. Unfortunately, it's 10 o'clock at night and it's dark, but it's pouring rain in the middle of the desert. It was kind of sprinkling, raining lightly, sort of off and on from the morning, like most of the day. The afternoon was pretty clear, but the last half hour or so, it's been pouring, and the lights have flashed off about 3 times in the last 10 minutes. And yeah, it's kind of crazy after everything that I said about the chances of rain. Now, having said that, it is now officially winter in Israel, so it's no longer strange that it's raining at this time of year. It's a blessing, so I'm not complaining. I am a little bit worried about our visit to Jerusalem because we're leaving tomorrow morning early. It's been raining up there, and the forecast says there's going to be rain for the next couple days, which is really going to throw a wrench into our sightseeing. So I'm really, blessing and all, I'm hoping that it would stop in time for us to actually get some sights in. But yeah, we're gonna have to see about that. So I told you it rained last night. It poured. There's water everywhere, and water in the desert, which is a huge blessing. Everybody's happy, of course, but there probably is a risk of flash floods today in the park, so it's a good thing we went yesterday. We're in Jerusalem now, and you know how I'm always saying that rain is a blessing in Israel? It is a blessing in Israel. However, today it prevented us from doing our tour of Yad Vashem. So we all got pretty much soaked to the skin. At least I had an umbrella, but my brother and sister-in-law didn't have that. They had what were supposedly rainproof jackets. And they got completely soaked to the skin. I got somewhat soaked to the skin. And so we had to bail very early and come back to the hotel, check in, and get warm showers because it is pouring in Jerusalem. We went to the Kotel, or the Western Wall, and now we're here at the City of David, which I've wanted to go to but just never taken the time to come here. And if you look at the archaeological ruins or discoveries, it's unbelievable what they've discovered here. Just crazy. Things related to the period of King David, possibly the retaining wall or the structure that supported his palace, houses of people who are actually mentioned in the Tanakh, or the Old Testament, and I just have no words at all. So right now we're in the tunnel that leads to the Gihon spring. And we're gonna go see if we can find a spring down here, but I'm not sure. This is crazy narrow. It's much longer than I thought. And yeah, it's, at least it doesn't have water in it, like Hezekiah's tunnels, because I don't want to go and get my feet all wet again. Oh, it's a little bit wet from the rains yesterday, the last couple of days. This is crazy. These tunnels are like 3,000 years old. Unbelievable. All right, so that Gihon Spring expedition was interesting. It was actually really cool. That tunnel was amazing, but it was a bit of a fail. I don't think we really found the spring. We did also go to try to find the pool of Siloam. Yeah. And it doesn't really exist apparently anymore, but the location is there. And so that was also interesting and kind of a fail. But we spent a lot of time in the old city, seeing a lot of the same sites that we saw a few weeks ago with my friends from back home. And then just touring the City of David sites that you did see just a minute ago. Now, there are a couple of things that I should have told you about yesterday, because things just got really crazy yesterday. We left Ein Gedi yesterday morning to come to Jerusalem. And as I think I told you, it rained, and it actually poured most of the night before we left. And so we told you that there were flash flood warnings in the park. They let us in the day before yesterday, but they did let us know that there were flash flood warnings. But yesterday when we were driving along, I was driving, so I couldn't take any video. And quite frankly, it didn't even occur to me in the moment because it was a little bit stressful, shall I say. So we were driving toward Jerusalem, away from Ein Gedi. We didn't get very far, and all of a sudden we came around a corner to this dry wadi that was actually no longer dry, and it was running very, very fast. Not a lot of water, but it doesn't take a lot of water to cause major damage and to run you off the road. And actually, like, at one point as we were driving through, I sort of felt one of my tires maybe slip over a loose rock or something and lose traction, which really could have quite easily taken us down the wadi away with the river. So there was actually a car stopped on sort of the side that we were coming from. And I think that what that car was doing was just making sure that everybody gets through okay. Or it could have been just somebody too freaked out to go to cross the wadi. And they were probably smarter than me, but anyways. So I went around that car and drove through the wadi. It was probably, I want to say it was probably about 15 centimeters, 10 to 15 centimeters of water, so not very deep. About maybe 5 inches of water, 4 or 5 inches. And, but it was very fast and moving. And like I said, if you lost traction, it really could sweep you away. We kept driving, and a little while further along, there were these earth-moving machines that were there and were moving like just piles and piles and piles of sand and dirt and rock off the road and to the side of the road. And by the time we got there, they were almost finished their work. but it was crazy. And so they let us through fairly soon. We didn't have to wait for very long. But when we got to the other side, there's a military checkpoint just past there. And they had closed that checkpoint so people couldn't come through from the other side. So we were able to get out and come to Jerusalem, but people weren't able to go down. Now, I don't know if they let them through after they moved all that sand and dirt. Not sure if they kept it closed because of the wadi that was running. I don't know. But in any event, this all comes back to what then happened in Jerusalem when we arrived. It was kind of raining, not very hard, but a little bit, and we were here pretty much in the late morning. So we went and grabbed some lunch and decided we should try to go see Yad Vashem. So we got on the train to Yad Vashem, which is the Holocaust Memorial Museum in Jerusalem, and got off the train at the stop, and by that point it had started to rain pretty hard. And there's about a 9 or 10 minute walk to the museum from the train stop, and it just poured. Now, what I said to you before about not doing the Shvil in the winter, don't do the Shvil in the winter. The water was cold, it poured. There's real possibilities of flash floods like we saw on our way up. And we really we weren't able to finish the Yad Vashem. We got through one room, and my brother and sister-in-law came back to me and they said, we're freezing. So we had to come back to the hotel, get hot showers, get clean and dry clothes on. And because they didn't have umbrellas, I had grabbed an umbrella from the hotel, so I wasn't in as bad shape as they were. But that didn't last very long because, oh wait, that wasn't yesterday. That was the day before. Wait, I don't know what day today is. No, okay. No, that was yesterday. So then we went out for dinner, and then it was my turn. So they had Gore-Tex hiking boots on, so their feet were dry, but everything else about them was soaked to the bone. I had my Zero Shoes trail runners on, and the rainwater in the roads was, 2 inches deep at the side of the roads, and there was nowhere to step. So I had to step in the rainwater in the gutters, and my feet were soaked. So, word for the wise, winter is not the time to do the Shvil. Don't get caught in a flash flood, in a shittafon, or in rain in Jerusalem or anywhere else. Just save yourself the trouble. Don't do the Shvil in the winter. Do it in the spring or the fall. Hey everyone. Yes, I'm back to waking up with the dawn again. But more to the point, it's actually that I didn't really get much sleep last night, yet again. But this time it's because I couldn't stop thinking about this whole adventure, this whole thing that I've just been through, because right now I have to head to the airport and I have to go home. I have a lot of unfinished business here, but I have no choice. Gotta go, but I'll be back.